On this episode of the Startup Junkies podcast, we're joined by Brandon Watts, founder of Kidz N Cameras and B Watts Collective. Brandon talks about how he went down the traditional college route before branching off and starting his own creative career. Tune into this episode to learn how he balances his for-profit company with his nonprofit organization and how he uses his own story to help kids express themselves. This is the Startup Junkies podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Startup Junkies podcast. Thank you for tuning in however and wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Daniel Koonce, and I'm joined here by my co-hosts Caleb Talley and Jeff Amerine. Jeff, Caleb, how we doing?
Doing great. Fantastic.
Yeah, well, we're joined here today by our good friend. We've worked with him a lot in the past, Brandon Watts. He's the founder of B Watts Collective and Kidz N Cameras. Brandon, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's good to be here.
Yeah, you've had a productive Monday so far, I assume?
I have. Coffee shop, admin work.
Yeah.
That's been the day today.
Cool. All the fun stuff. So the way we kind of like to start these episodes, and tell our audience what it is you do and then kind of your origin story behind it.
Okay. Well, I'm Brandon Watts. I have B Watts Collective. It was originally known as B Watts Photography. I'm a commercial photographer. I specialize in headshots, product photography, commercial events, and commercial branding. I got into photography just because it's two sides of the story. One, yes, I like photography. I love looking at the old photo albums that my parents had, the ones where the plastic rips up and you can see the 4x6 photos, and then seeing all the older family or family I haven't met, but through the stories, it felt like I met them. The other side of that was I got tired of working for people. And not necessarily tired of working for people, just tired of working for the people at the time that I was working for. So I started doing photography as a side hustle. Really felt in love with it. When I made $10,000 without trying, I was like, you know what? I think I can do this full time. So I just went into it full time. I started doing a lot of portraits. I really love portraits. I enjoy it. I like the fine art style. But I also realized during that process that my main business came from commercial photography. So I started just specializing in commercial photography because that's where most of my money came from. And when I actually made that change, I started seeing the jumps year after year. So it's definitely an amazing experience. With that, I started Kidz N Cameras. It's a nonprofit that I started in 2023, where we teach kids how to use cameras, how to express themselves emotionally through photography. I pretty much started Kidz N Cameras just because I felt like if somebody would have put a camera in my hand at an earlier age, I could have had an early start. Just an early start to it. I went to college. I got my degree in information systems. I got a minor in supply chain. So I got a good degree. But also another side of that is I made mistakes in college and I got in trouble. Some people know that, some people don't. But yeah, I got in trouble. So I actually had stuff on my record where it stopped me from getting certain type of jobs. That's another reason that I also went into photography, because I couldn't get the jobs that I wanted. But that also helped develop my character and helped really just change my life around. So then when it comes to Kidz N Cameras, it made me want to work with kids. So I did a 6-week program with the Benton County Juvenile Detention Center. I worked with the kids in there. I like working with kids that might not have the opportunities to have a camera in their hand, and kind of just teach them that, hey, there's other things you can do. You can go to college, or you can also pursue other things. Both my parents were professors, so I'm an 80s baby. So if you didn't go to college, you won't get a good job. That's how I grew up. So college really wasn't my thing, but it's just something that I just like, oh, this is what you do. So I felt like if somebody would have introduced photography to me, maybe I wouldn't went to school for photography, or maybe I would have never went to school at all and just started my photography career because I'm completely self-taught. And I've turned my photography business into a 6-figure business.
That's awesome. Talk a little bit about the impact it's had on kids. I mean, you probably got some stories. You've been at it for a couple of years now.
I'll tell you a recent story. So I did a photo contest. It's called the Emotions in Nature and Wildlife competition, where we had kids submit. It had to be landscape, wildlife, nature. And I made them submit an artist statement because it's all about expressing yourself. So I wanted the kids to let me know how the photo makes them feel. So I had one kid who she actually took my very first workshop. So I actually taught her how to shoot from auto to manual. We talked about how no matter when you take a photograph, you want to showcase some type of emotion. Fast forward a year later, had the photo contest. Did the award ceremony at Crystal Bridges. She ended up winning first place.
Wow.
I did.
That's great.
Now, when she won first place, I didn't know. I didn't know who she was. Because I didn't recognize the names. When she came up, I was like, she looks real familiar. And then afterwards, she's like, yeah, I don't know if you remember, but I took your very first workshop. I had it at the Fayetteville Public Library. It's like a full day thing. It's like 6 hours. But yeah, she took it, and her photograph was like a frog popping his head out of water, and she told the story about how she got out of like a behavioral health unit and had got out that day, saw the frog, and how it was peeking his head up, and how she felt like it's a fresh new start for her. So she really dived deep with that photo and used the emotion and the expression, because that's all it is. Before kids got to actually know cameras, we just want them to be able to express themselves, because kids who don't express themselves, it leads out to negative stuff, whether it's at home, at school, with the law, or maybe they got social anxiety or introverted. So it really helps them come out themselves, really helps them express themselves. And when they start expressing themselves, they just do a lot better.
Yeah. So this student learned kind of how to express herself at one of your workshops. What do your workshops look like? What's kind of worked in the past, and what are you kind of focusing on in the future?
Okay. So, like I said, the workshops are always just about expressing themselves. So when it comes to photography, the way I do that is everything that I teach, whether it's trying to teach them how to take a good photo, different compositions, stuff, I always relate it to emotions. Because me as a commercial photographer, other commercial brands hire me because I understand their vision, their mission. And when they're, say they're selling a product, I tell kids all the time, the reason you wanted that car, you wanted that shirt, or you wanted that phone, it's because you saw a video or a photo of it. And the emotion that they wanted you to feel, they wanted you to want this. They wanted you to be able to picture yourself in that vehicle and stuff like that. Same way with adults. We're just all the same. The reason we want something is because we saw it and we was like, ooh, ah. But no matter what type of photography you do, you want to showcase the emotion. Those are the photographs that stand out. So even when it comes to the business side of making money, it's like, I got to understand what my clients want. Or if I'm photographing a concert and I want to show energy and stuff like that, it's all emotion. So as I'm teaching these kids how to do it, how to take photographs and teaching them the skills of photography, I'm doing it in that type of way, in that type of manner. So, so we do summer camps. So this is what our focus is moving forward. We're going to be doing summer camps every summer. So that's going to be one of our focuses. We're going to be doing, starting in August or September, I'm going to try doing August, probably every third Sunday of the month. We're going to do a one-day workshop. So that'd be for some kids that might be intro level. Maybe some kids are more experienced, and we have a lighting workshop. Plan on doing that at a studio on Wright Street in Farmington. They offered their space for us to do a one-day workshop there, as well as making my photo contest annual. Because the thing about that photo contest, when we did the award ceremony, we had 150 people, and we also gave away 3 brand new mirrorless cameras to the first place winners. So I want to be able to make sure that I can give away cameras every year by having a photo contest. We're also planning on partnering up with like Big Brother, Big Sister, and doing a mentor-mentee day workshop. So still partnering with other organizations as well, doing one-day workshops and keeping the relationship going with like the Benton County Juvenile Detention Center.
So tell me a little bit about your kind of going back to, a BWatch collective. So I know there's a difference between being someone who takes photographs and being someone who's made a career and taking photographs. Tell me a little bit about how you've gone about acquiring those clients, those commercial clients, and what that looks like for someone going from kind of like hobby photographer to, successful career in that space.
Well, number one, I think, is definitely working on your skill set, making sure you have the quality that your type of customers want, but also networking. Networking is the key to everything. I once heard somebody say that your net worth equals their network. And it's true. All my clients come from people that I just met out generally. Some of it's like word of mouth, people saying stuff, but that also comes from networking. So I do a lot of networking events just so I can be involved in the community, knowing different people. But also I got unique ways of networking. Like I know who my clients are. Mm-hmm. And I think your number one thing that you have to learn is who are your clients, so you can go advertise to your clients and then figure out where are your clients. Like, I know some of the networking events I go to in the morning, some of them my clients are not going to be there, but that's how I started. So I still love going to those networking events. I still love meeting those people. And sometimes they end up bringing me the business or knowing the type of clients that I want. But also, one of my unique ways, I'm giving away my secret. It's a good one, though. I like going to upscale bars. Okay. Upscale bars, because some of the clients I want to meet, they're not going to be at those regular networking events. They already have their businesses. They're already established. They're too busy, or they don't find it that beneficial. So I like upscale bars. I'm an extrovert. I like going out. I love me a great old fashioned. So I go to that. So I go to networking. I mean, I go to bars and I network. Or whatever. And also, that's another thing. No matter where I go to network, no matter where I go out at, I don't have to network. I just want to know that the opportunity can present itself. If I'm in an environment where there's not a chance of me networking, or I feel like an opportunity can't present itself, then I feel like I'm in the wrong environment. So,
kind of how you're positioning yourself.
Yeah. Like, I'm be honest, I'm strategic about everything that I do. But I think that's just the entrepreneurship in me. It's like building a business, having goals, having dreams. Everybody have their own dream or whatever. And I know what mine are, and I know where I want to get to. So a lot of my personality is very much business or whatever. So I find myself with the people I hang around, it's other successful entrepreneurs. Even if they're not booking me or giving me their own business, I was like, they just drop knowledge all the time. It's this stuff that you don't think about or whatever, or teaching me something that I don't know. So just being around that company and just seeing how they are and just hearing them in conversation, just talk about business sometimes. It's really helpful to me. So just sometimes you just need to be at the table. You don't have to talk at the table. You can just sit there and listen in.
So critical question. Which of the upscale bars you go to has the best old fashioned?
Ooh. Oh, man. That might mess up my network. I know the owners. So everyone has their own different style. I really like Hard Water's old fashioned. Hard Water. They make a great old fashioned. You also have let me see. You got Hard Water. You have Pinky Swear. Pinky Swear makes a good old fashioned.
Do you like a smoky old fashioned?
I do like Pinky Swear. It's in Honest and Rogers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they make a good old fashioned. I do like it in my smoke. I do like a smoked old fashioned. I don't like mezcal though. Is that right?
Mezcal.
Yeah. I don't like that type of smoke. Yeah. But I like when they actually smoking and stuff like that. Back in the day, my favorite old fashioned used to be from Cannibal and Craft. It used to be a person there named Evan. He made the best old fashioned. He the one that actually got me on old fashioned. He called his old fashioned sweet as pie. It came with a cinnamon stick that he would smoke with it. It was, that's still probably one of the best.
Are you writing these old fashions off? Are these business expenses for you? Are you able to write them off? Right? Are these tax write-offs?
I don't know. Entertainment expense when I go out with clients sometimes.
So how do you balance your time? You got BWAS Collective and you got Kidz N Cameras. What does that look like doing both at the same time?
It keeps me busy. I will say on the BWAS Collective, I'm lucky enough that I really have great clients when I do have them. And I just had this conversation with another photographer. There's different scales to photography. You got people who's doing photography full time that's worried about quantity. Like they want to get a lot of people and maybe they charging $500-$600 a photo shoot. But then I know a photographer. Well, I don't know this photographer. I just hear about them. I actually want to reach out to them, but they're in Bentonville. And I heard they get $10,000, $15,000 per photo shoot.
Wow.
Whatever. I say when I do my photo shoots, my average client is normally around $1,500 to $4,000. So I feel like there's different levels to it. So, no matter what, I forgot what the question was. I lost it.
How do you balance your time between?
Yeah, how I balance my time. So with that being said, and me being a commercial photographer, like I have like 1 or 2 really great clients a month, and then this smaller ones. So I'm not as busy as you might think I was. That I am. So I have a lot of time. So then on that spare time, that gives me time for the nonprofit or whatever it is. That's probably a little bit more time consuming than anything, just because when I started the nonprofit, I was like, oh, I want to do something great for the kids. And I had somebody ask me, oh, should this be a for-profit or a nonprofit? Well, when I started, I was like, I'm just trying to do it for the kids. It ain't about the money. So I was like, you do a nonprofit, right? I didn't give much thought to it. So I just jumped into it that way. And then, thing about a nonprofit is it's way different from a for-profit. If y'all didn't know that, it's really, really different. It is hard. It's really, really hard.
It is hard.
But it's all a learning curve for me. It's just like when I started my photography business, all my immediate family is in the corporate world, not entrepreneurs. So when I jumped out in there, it was like me jumping out into the entrepreneur world, and I just had to learn. So when it comes to the nonprofit, I'm just learning. And, I search for mentors. I try to get help where I can, but it's a learning process. So that's how I balance those two. Then you asking about the personal life. I'm married.
Congratulations.
So, it's like for the ones who might just be listening, I sold my ring. But, I'm married to a beautiful woman. Her name's Koonce. We got married last year in South Africa. It was awesome.
Nice.
It was awesome. And then I have a beautiful daughter named Tatiana. She turned 16 in June. So, family time is really important to me. So I try to spend a lot of my time with my family as well. My wife actually really helps with that because I'm super, super extroverted. Like I can be out and about talking to people every day of the week. She's more like, I'm going to work Monday through Friday. Friday, let me get home, let me relax. Saturday, we can do something. Sunday, I just want to relax, make sure the house is good, do that stuff, and get prepared for the week. So she kind of like mellows me out. She helps me not be out too much, and then I get to stay inside. So we balance each other well.
Good yin and yang, right?
Yes, yes, definitely.
This episode is sponsored by Black Apple Hard Cider. Black Apple is Arkansas's first cidery, producing incredible hard ciders in its natural state. You can try over 14 flavors in their downtown Springdale tap room, along with a full bar with cocktails, wines, and various other incredible beverages. When you visit their tap room, mention the Startup Junkies podcast and get a cider flight half off. Thanks again, and check them out at blackappleHardCider.com. I'm going to ask about it. We're not going to go into a 45-minute discussion about it, but tell us about a little cool opportunity you had a couple weeks ago in downtown Oklahoma City.
Oh, man. So, Oklahoma City, NBA champions.
You're not interested in that.
Strong Razorback connection there, right?
So people don't know, my nephew is Isaiah Joe, played for the Razorback, went to the 76ers, and then went to OKC Thunder. So they're now the NBA champs. So my nephew's an NBA champion. Very proud moment for an uncle. I'm just saying. I know I don't look it, but yeah, very proud moment for an uncle. But I was going to go to the parade, And I thought I was just going to be a regular individual out in the crowd, do the parade. And then they sent me a link and was like, hey, you need this to be the day before, like at 5 p.m. It's like, hey, I need you to fill this out before 7 o'clock. And it was a waiver, so I can actually be in the parade. So I was like, what? I get to be in the parade? And then my nephew knew I was coming, so he asked me to bring my camera. And yeah, I ended up documenting him.
Cool.
We was at
That's pretty cool.
pre-award ceremony before the parade. And then I was like, the energy level was crazy. Like 800,000 people were there, and just all the energy, everybody excited. I got photos of every player, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Like I still like,
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, portfolio building.
Yeah.
But no, it was awesome. It's a amazing time. And I was just like, I'm glad to be there with my nephew and just see him, because he put in a lot of work. Like some people think these NBA players get paid a lot of money, but I was like, it's a lot of work.
It's not
It's a lot of work.
It's a lifestyle.
Like everybody can't do it. Like even with me, I was like, I have so much free time.
Yeah.
I was like, they don't have free time like that. So I mean, like everyone of them deserve every paycheck they get. So yeah, it was awesome.
Congratulations as a proud NBA champ uncle. That's a big deal.
That's pretty
Like,
cool.
Everybody's telling me congratulations. I took a picture with the trophy. Everybody's telling me congratulations. I was like, it felt weird. I was like, I know I wasn't in the gym or whatever. But I will say, for a moment when I got off the bus and they started walking through the crowd, I did feel like a celebrity. I was it's like hitting people's heads.
Like, giving autographs. You know?
Like, yeah. Who is that guy?
He's new.
Yeah, he's in the G League.
Two-way player.
That's funny.
That's cool.
So I know that one's probably hard to top. Do you have any other like favorite projects that you've done? I know that you had some work that exhibited in Crystal Bridges at one point in time as well. Yeah,
that was awesome. So Crystal Bridges 10-year anniversary exhibit, they had 8 community people that they wanted to highlight. So one of the people from Crystal Bridges saw one of my very first gallery shows. And I guess they always just kind of kept an eye on what I was doing. So when they needed a photographer, they reached out to me and said, hey, we have 8 people that we want you to photograph. I was like, are we talking headshots? That's like, no, we really want you to do your style. You have creative control. We'll give you everybody's number. You can talk to them and I can figure out how I want to photograph it. So it was an amazing experience because they trusted me to sit here and just do my style of photography. I talked to each individual too, because since it was about them, I wanted to know like, oh, what do you do? Why are they highlighting you? What's your personality? So I had one woman. She was a what is it? She worked with kids in a unit, like a behavioral health unit or something like that. And she's like a therapist. But she had tattoos. And I told her, I was like, what would you wear on a regular day? Where would you go? She's like, oh, I like being by waterfalls. And she said, also, I want to apologize because I don't know if she has different pronouns. So, yes. Sorry. But we ended up doing the photo shoot, tattoos. She came, short sleeves, all of that stuff, some jeans. And it was awesome. It was really, really awesome. And I was just like, just come as yourself. Like, however you dress, whatever you wear, because this is about you. Even though I'm going to have like the creative control of like the lighting and all of that stuff, I still want you to be authentically you, like be yourself. So yeah, we did that. I did it with another person named Nick. He's actually my frat brother. It was cool, but he has a barbershop in Fayetteville. So Trendsetters. So he ended up, at the time when I had my studio, came to the studio. So we did his photographs and stuff like that. So each photograph was different, had their own theme. And Yeah, I seen Crystal Bridges for 3 months with my work hanging on the wall with all these super famous artists. Made me feel big time.
I was going to say, not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah, I know. It was
badass.
awesome. It was really,
cool.
really awesome. I was like, oh, I'm in Crystal Bridges. I'm not going to lie. I told everybody. I'm only there for 2 minutes. It's like, I tell everybody.
Have you seen these?
Yeah. I was like, I tell everybody. I was like, look, if you do something good, at least in my standpoint, I was like, nobody's going to sit here and tell them. Like, I got to be the ones to tell them. And I know some people be like, they don't like telling their victories, but I was like, that's just how I let people know what I'm doing. I feel like it's a business strategy. It's like how people get awards and say they're nominated. It's like how you build up your resume. And I feel like building up your resume is very important, and no matter what you do.
It is.
Like, build a resume. So when you sit here and you get to a certain level, and then people are like, oh, why do you charge that much? Well, you see what I did?
Exactly.
Resume building.
Know your worth.
It's not bragging if you can back it up, right?
Right? Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
So earlier you talked about kind of the learning curve when you first started your nonprofit and some of those challenges that you didn't know ahead of time. For any of our listeners potentially wanting to start their own nonprofit, what were some of the challenges that didn't blindside you, but you weren't expecting?
Okay, so I tell you, the first year, I ended up raising $30,000. The first year. I was part of a match program. Now, me, with all the people I know, I was very naive because I felt like it's a match program, so I only had to raise $15,000. I was like, oh, with all the people that I know, I was like, I'm going to raise this in like 2 months, 2-3 months. I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to do this. It took me all year. And it was also frustrating. I tried to do the little math where I was like, if 100 people gave this much money, if I had 200, if everybody just gave $20, that would double to 40, and I would only need this many people. And I started putting it on my Facebook. As much as y'all tired of me posting this, I'm just as tired of posting it.
I'm more tired. I'm tired of posting it too.
And it is also weird for me because I felt like every time I had to go out and get money for the for-profit, it's me giving a service. It's me doing this. With the nonprofit, especially starting out, for me to start the nonprofit, I needed cameras. So I needed the money to actually start the nonprofit. So me just sitting here putting out like, oh, donate, and stuff like that, it felt weird to me. It felt like I was begging. And it was, I think that was the hardest thing, but I think when you sit here and you take out like your own like ego or pride or how you feel about something, realize what you're doing it for. Because it's not like I was doing this for myself. I'm doing it for the kids. So once when you kind of look at it that way, you don't gotta look at it as begging. So I think when it comes to starting a nonprofit, you ain't never started one. I was like, don't be afraid to go out there and just ask. Like, you just never know who might help you. Don't be scared. Try to get mentorship. I'll still be looking for mentorship. I try to get it anywhere I can, with for-profit or nonprofit. But I think that's just a big thing. And then also, it's not as hard as you think to actually start a nonprofit. Every time I went to people and asked how I started a nonprofit, they made it sound so difficult. It's almost just like going to get your LLC. You just got to know how to fill out the paperwork. Different form. But the way they made it, way people made it sound, it made it sound like, oh, you got to do all of this. And I kept asking people, and it sounded difficult. And then I'm the person who, like, people say they can help, but when people are just helping you and they're not getting paid, they kind of do it on their own time schedule. And I think when you really want to do something, just go spend your own money and just make it happen. Like, sometimes if you're sitting here waiting on somebody to help and it's not running smoothly and you're just trying to find that, just go out and pay a person to do it, just because you might have a great idea and you're sitting on it so long, then somebody else starts it because you was just trying to find the connection, the hookup, the easy way. Where it got to a point that with the nonprofit, I was just like, you know what? Let me sit here and just spend the money on it. And then luckily, once when I got ready to do that, somebody actually connected me with somebody and they's like, hey, I got something to send you. It tells you step by step how to do it. And I was so appreciative of that person because I was just like, yeah, everybody made it sound like I had to have this and I had to have that. And yeah, so don't be afraid. Just go out, start something. Spend the money if you can just to make it happen if you got to go into your own pocket because more time that goes by is less time that you actually can start it and make something of it.
That's good advice across not just nonprofit work, but just entrepreneurship.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Just put your money where your mouth is and go after it. Type of thing.
Because especially on, like with me with the for-profit, it's just I'm making money. And when I have an idea for something, like I want it done, like then
yesterday.
Like yesterday. I think that's very American of us. I realized that going to South Africa.
It's true.
Yeah, because South Africa, when they take when they say they going on holiday, they're on holiday. Like
I think there's a lot of
travel, like our travel agent, so like she disappeared on us like right before Thanksgiving. We didn't hear back from her until like the end of January. She's like, oh, well, like probably like the first week of January. She's like, okay, I'm back. She saw the messages. She looked at them. We saw that she saw them. She didn't respond. And I was just like, but I think like when you travel out the country, stuff like that humbles you. Like it's a realization of like, I think even with how hard we work, knowing that you should take that time for yourself. You can't just always be so deep in there that you miss moments with your family, moments with your friends. Like figure out what's the real important things in your life and make sure you just don't put those on the back burner.
It goes by too quick if you do. That's for sure.
It do. I know my daughter's 16.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
Well, tell us what the next 5 years look like for you, BWAS Collective, Kidz N Cameras.
This man retired in Cape Town. No. The next 5 years, I definitely hope, like with the nonprofit, like I really, really hope, like I have a full staff. Full staff to help out because doing that, it's a lot of work because I teach the workshops, I do the programming. I got people helping out that's going to start volunteering. So that's another reason I want to do the 1 day monthly workshops to give other photographers a chance to volunteer and dedicate their time as well. But really growing that out to the point where I have full-on mentorships for kids and getting to the point where I have people right now who might reach out to me about like, hey, we may have an opportunity for kids to come and photograph events and stuff like that. But right now we have like the summer camps and we have these one-off workshops. I feel like when we have like a better like mentorship and training, then we can actually create something where kids can go out there and really get the portfolio when I'm working with the same kid over time and time again. So that's something that we really want to work on and really push in the future. But right now, summer camps, 1 day workshops, photo contests, because I also realized I put a lot on my plate. And luckily I have good board members that be like, Brendan, that's probably about 2-3 years out. So that's real helpful. BWAS Collective. The reason I went from BWAS Photography to BWAS Collective, because I also have videographers that I hire that we work. So we can actually handle large scale events. Like we did an event last year in December called Break the Ice. I had a team of 4 that's including me. So I had myself as a photographer, another photographer, and 2 videographers. We highlighted the whole event. I think it's ended up being like 400-600 people that came through that event. So we ended up photographing that whole event, documenting with photos, videos, social reels. So really expanding on that. I really would love to be the company that everybody hires for events, whether it's nonprofit events or for-profit. Me and my team do a great job at documenting those events. I love doing headshots. I did y'all's headshots.
Yeah.
Good check out the Startup Junkie website.
They're awesome.
Yeah. So I love going into companies doing headshots. I really love, like I said, I love events because that also gives me a chance to network, and it goes right along with my extroverted self. And then also expanding on the product photography. I really like doing product photography. It's nice. It's different because it's like, oh, this is my time to be like, oh, I can this.
They don't talk back either.
They don't. So it's nice. And sometimes, like, depending on what type of product photography, sometimes I might have to be live and seeing people work right then and there. Sometimes they just be like, hey, photograph this, send it to me the next day. And that's great because then I can do it on my own time schedule.
You missed out something. I didn't hear go to the next Oklahoma City championship parade.
Go to the next
Go to
one.
five more NBA champion parades, right?
We need that. I need to experience that parade again. So OKC all day.
Yeah.
Two Razorbacks got a ring.
Which is awesome.
They're actually doing a parade in Fort Smith.
Really?
Yeah, this month. I think it's the 24th. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. So Jalen and Isaiah's gonna be in Fort Smith, and they're gonna do a parade.
Were they both North Side guys?
North Side, junior high.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, when Jalen was in the 7th grade, Isaiah was in the 9th grade. Same way, that way, and then Razorbacks, and then they ended up on the OKC.
How many NBA championship teams have guys that
have been that connected?
Right.
That doesn't happen.
No, that can't be that common.
That's cool. That's a good story.
Yeah. So Brandon, how we typically land the plane on the podcast, we invite our guests to go back in time, say maybe before you launched out on your own or even further back, it's up to you. With all the knowledge that you have now, what advice would you give young Brandon?
Young Brandon, if I could travel back in time?
Exactly.
Invest in this and this.
That's right. Buy
Bitcoin.
2009. Buy all you can. Yep. Yeah.
So I think if I went back and told myself something, it would go back to when I was in college and I got in trouble. Just for the simple fact, I didn't know how to express myself, so I didn't express myself to too many people. I should have been expressing myself because it would have taught me a lot. Like when you're in college, like the GPA matters when you're in college. It matters for internships. But then once when you graduate college, people really don't look at GPA
I've
no
never
more.
been asked.
But I didn't understand that. And I didn't have the best GPA. So when I couldn't get internships, I felt like, oh, I'm going to get a degree. I ain't going to be able to get a job. That wasn't explained to me. And I didn't express myself to tell somebody that, to be able to know that, oh, you're going to be fine. Just graduate. But I didn't understand that. So I feel like that was probably one of my biggest mistakes in life, but also that same mistake led me to photography, which they gave me the career, which started the nonprofit, which helps me give back. So I guess, things happen for a reason. And honestly, that's how I got to see it. Because, with a degree in information systems, I could have been making a lot of money. So I got to look at it like that. But I definitely probably would have been sitting behind a desk somewhere and doing that. But I really enjoy photography and I love my life. So,
man, that's good story.
That's awesome story. Well, if any of our listeners out there want to know more about you, BWatch Collective, or Kidz N Cameras, where should they go?
You can go to bwatchcollective.com. You can also go to kidzencameras.org. So Kidz N Cameras, and that'll be KIDZ, the letter N, and then cameras.org.
Awesome. We'll make sure to tag those in the show notes for you. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for coming in. We really appreciate it. You were an awesome guest.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anytime. I love you guys.
Yes. And thank you to all of our listeners. Just a reminder to follow the Startup Junkies podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
All the things.
And anywhere you get your content.
Anywhere you get your content. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming in.
That was great.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share with a friend. Subscribe and review because it matters to us and we want to hear from you. If you're interested in learning how to work with us, check out the information below. See you next week.